Hello again, everyone. This is Sean, and today I want to tell you a story about the worst food I've ever had. I usually consider myself pretty open-minded and accepting of the ideas and cultures of other people. But it turns out that exploring other cultures isn't always as fun as I thought it would be. I once found myself staying with a friend's family in Vietnam. One morning, my friend announced that her grandmother had prepared a special treat for dinner, a favorite dish of the whole family. I was told that this was a snack that my friend had loved growing up, and we were really lucky that her grandmother had made it for us. Exciting! A new and traditional food to really let me understand the culture and the values of Vietnam. I knew that this would be an experience to remember in my journey of exploring the world. And I was right, though not in the way I had expected. My friend's grandmother brought out a big pot of eggs. Duck eggs, I was told. Didn't seem that unusual to me until I watched how my friend ate it. She placed an egg on a little cup, then used a special spoon to crack open the top of the egg. The spoon was then the perfect size to dig into the egg itself and scoop out the small, dead baby duck which was sitting inside. My friend balanced this sad little wet bird on the spoon and in a single movement, popped the whole thing into her mouth and started chewing happily. "Oh, it's so good," she cried. As the rest of the family dug into their own eggs, their eyes turned in my direction and to the egg which had been placed in front of me. There was obviously no escape. I broke the egg and stared at the little creature inside. It was pushed into a little ball in order to fit in the shape of the egg. But when I scooped it out, it hung limply on the spoon. The worst part was that looking at it, there was no denying that it was simply a dead baby duck. I could see all of its features clearly, and the horror of the situation was obvious. But as my friend's grandmother smiled at me warmly, I had no choice but to open wide and bite down. The flavor was not great. Mostly it was like a really strong egg taste. But it was the texture and the feeling of it that was so disgusting. I had to chew and swallow the wet feathers and the soft bones. I managed to choke down the whole thing. But no amount of politeness or social pressure was going to get me to eat a second one. Now, I've since learned that this kind of snack is called balut, and it's common throughout Southeast Asia, especially in the Philippines. I always say I'll try anything once, but in this case, once was definitely enough.